Yeah. And we are back with yet another episode of R&R. It's Jamerson Ballard. I'm the host. Happy Monday. Happy February. Black History Month. Another strong episode we got for you. You seen the flag. You seen the swag. I don't even like that word. But yeah, subscribe or die, nigga, because you just might die if you don't subscribe. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit going on out here. And if you don't fuck with the show, you might not even know. Like that NIPA shit, not NIPAH. The virus, the virus is we hope to God that thank you, Lord. It never ever hits the shores of America or anywhere close to us. But it's out there. And if you got your notifications turned on, and if you're not a selfish nigga, you'd have thumbed up the show so other people can get some of this information too. Thank you, selfish ass niggas. Yeah, but like I said, man, we here. Um, and the episode is entitled "Epstein is still alive" because I think the nigga's still alive, man. That's the part nobody really want to say. And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna use my platform to say it, and we're gonna go through some things to survey it and kind of, you know, go through it and see because it's some sick shit. And I really don't like how they're using the media to drag all of my kinsmen. I mean, because they look, and I say that, and I use the term very loosely because they're not any kin to me. I don't know these niggas. I'm just saying they black, really. That's all I'm saying. They got the same skin color as me, and they weird, so they do deserve to get, whatever treatment they getting. But there's some weird ass white shit going on, and I ain't even trying to make it like a color thing. It's just there are other groups who have done more heinous shit that is not getting any light because of the fact that they basically use the flood of information to actually like assist the elites. I know that sounds weird, like what? I mean, because it's so much shit. 3 million files, bro. 3 million. You never. It's like you'd have to use AI to like sift through the shit so you can hear it. I mean, see it, or so all of it. And then the pieces they picking are the pieces that are. Look, I don't fuck with Jay-Z's music. I mean, I fuck with Jay-Z. I have fucked with Jay-Z's music. There are some things that it's just like hard not to fuck with it at all. But it's never to the point where it's like, yeah, oh man, damn, he getting locked up. Oh my God. No, not Jay-Z. Damn, not the camel face ass nigga. I don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. So I mean, if he gotta go, he definitely gotta go. I mean, he gotta go. You fucking with kids, bro. You been fucking with kids basically since Foxy Brown. Them like, wait, the motherfucker gotta go, right? He hit. He got up out of here. He living next door to Ellen on the in Great Britain. She weird too. She up out of here, and you know, but they just hitting on a lot of our celebrities, which, like I said, I have no attachment to. I really can give a fuck. Also, I don't. Some other things I don't give a fuck about, but that happened this weekend because is that right? Is it the segment where we talk about what haps? The haps was happening, what's went on, what's transpired in the world, but specifically in the U.S. mainly because that is what affects me and us directly. So we'll be talking about what is that right? Sponsored by Kicks, the luxury shoe brand, brought to you by yours truly. Get you a pair, right? Look at the link in the description. Check those out. But on Is That Right? We got a lot of shit that needs to be sorted through. Um, and I kind of drew a blank on what the fuck I was talking about, chat. But okay, so yeah, Epstein and the black man, right? Again, they was doing more heinous shit, and we gonna go through some of it because it's actually really disturbing, and we're gonna see if this motherfucker's still alive, bro. Oh, that's the thing. Super Bowl. Some of this I don't give a fuck about. That's that's where it was at. The Super Bowl happened. Don't give a fuck about the Super Bowl. Me personally, I don't give a fuck about the Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck about the Super Bowl. I haven't watched the Super Bowl since the Atlanta and the Patriots. I guess the Patriots went. I didn't even know who was playing till this morning. The Patriots played against the Seahawks. Oh, I did give a fuck because it was in the Bay though, and I heard through Lewis Belt that Frisco has never been cleaner. Never, ever has there ever been not no motherfucking bums on in Frisco streets. And that was what was going on. They cleaned it all up to get ready for the motherfucking Super Bowl. So that shit was what drew my attention to this whole situation, right? Because I'm like, why the fuck is they doing Super Bowl in Frisco and it's the Seahawks? Never you mind. I almost thought that, the 49ers or something tells you how much I know about what's going on in the NFL right now. I didn't know what the fuck's going on. But the Seahawks beat the shit out of the Patriots. And I mean, I feel like the shit's rigged. I really didn't give a fuck. I mean, niggas still ate wings though. Hella wings and pizza. Oh boy. There was so many ways. My daughter's birthday is today, actually. And I really don't need to be here that long. But it's kind of late. So, we spent the whole day together. And her birthday party was this weekend. So, that prompted a lot of the, because, whatever. Super Bowl festivity type foods and shit. So, we it was pretty festive on its own without the Super Bowl. But the Super Bowl was there. I didn't care, didn't watch it. It was hella boozy, apparently. It was trash. Unexciting. And the Seahawks kicked the shit out of the Patriots 29-13. And it looked like it was gonna be, I mean, that's enough of a blowout right there. Because in basketball, you get dubbed, that's it. But two touchdowns ahead of you and a field goal or some shit like that. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's 7-14. Yeah, that was kicking y'all ass, bro. Um, and yeah, so that happened. Didn't give a fuck about that. But that NIPA shit did have me on edge. And there are some nurses that are on strike right now. So if you in New York and y'all motherfuckers, the doctors is going through it. Y'all probably in the motherfucking. I just had to go to the doctor today. Thank God for you know niggas keeping their shit together. I would have had some deep, meaningful shit to tell you for this month or this episode, but you niggas probably already know, and you not listening. You don't give a fuck, and so I'm gonna try this other shit where I'm just gonna talk about other shit. You know, I mean, maybe me keeping it real is too much. You niggas don't like that. You niggas don't like to feel that you're not keeping it real. So, I won't even say nothing this week too much about that shit, but you niggas know. You know, well, you need to take care of your fucking health. And, the nurses is on strike. I don't know. They're not fucking with the nurses right. I don't even know why they on strike, but they on strike. If you up there and you going through some shit, you better just take some motherfucking Dayquil or some NyQuil or some Theraflu or something and then sit down somewhere because they're not fucking with y'all right now. I don't know how long the strike is going, but that's what's going on I can look at the video right quick. It's about 45 seconds. But I didn't learn shit. I'm gonna share it with y'all. You know what? I'm gonna share it with y'all. I'm feeling generous. Fuck it. I'm gonna share it with y'all. And we're gonna see what the fuck they talking about. So I'm gonna share my screen and shit. The wrong motherfucking button. Nope, that's wrong too. Oh, and I did not even do this. Let me do this real quick, just in case motherfucker want to talk shit to me, eh, and you know that way you can show your face and talk shit to me because you're gonna have to. You can't just talk shit from me from a anonymous page with no name and no and another nigga face. No face. A lot of you niggas think you Tupac. You niggas is not Tupac. You know what I'm saying? You don't even got the balls to get a motherfucking nose ring. You a weenie. You ain't finna do nothing that makes you feel uncomfortable. So you can never be like Tupac, nigga. Just put a picture of your gump ass on your page and be yourself for a day. Just try that shit out. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I heard a bitch say, well, we like to dress, we like to play dress up. But a lot of you niggas like to think that y'all are not a bitch and y'all doing the same shit. You got another nigga face on your face on Facebook or on Instagram or on your YouTube page, and you wish to God that you was that other nigga. And it's okay for your girl to want to fuck with that nigga too, because if you was a bitch, you would fuck that nigga. Ain't that right? You got Kobe on your page. You got some other nigga on your fucking page, nigga. I'm talking to you, nigga. Fix that shit, bro. That's why you niggas don't like listen to the show, huh? That kind of shit right there. You know what? I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep doing that shit till you niggas stop being hoes until real shit come back around. I'm all right with the fact that I only got a few views. I mean, I don't like that shit, but I'm all right with that shit. Cause I mean, when it come back around, and it should be pretty soon. I'm still, and even if it don't ever, and this shit go up to 1 million views, because niggas is just like, damn, this is how niggas used to be, huh? Like, man, used to be. I hope that shit ain't never the case where niggas just used to be real. Damn, all you niggas is wearing dresses and being what's the word, androgynous as fuck, where you can't tell whether you a woman or a man. I'm this I'm still be like this on you niggas motherfucking ass. Anyway, um yeah, Epstein, nigga. Motherfucking Steen. I can't get away from this nigga shit, man. This motherfucker is everywhere. He dead. Or is he? This nigga was probably watching the Super Bowl. I heard this nigga was playing Fortnite, man. Got a Fortnite account, man. I mean, it's a lot of conspiracy, conspiracy. It's a lot of weird shit going on, and uh, a lot of some gross shit too. Some really shit that'll kind of fuck you up. So I don't know if I mean, I'm gonna try to give you some type of disclaimer before we talk about the weird shit, but it ain't that it's like graphic or nothing. It's just the fact that it is, you have to have kind of an imagination. But let me see. Did I get that one? Because it was one where they was talking about. Ooh, I don't remember. Oh, well, that's probably on Instagram. Anyway, um, yeah. So let's just get into the motherfucking video with the nurses first. Almost forgot how to do this shit. Share screen. Mm, 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 mm. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even think I did. I not save it. I thought I saved it, but you know what? It's not that big of a deal. It's really not. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna get right to the meat and potatoes of the episode. We talk more about what the fuck's going on with Epstein because the files were released, and I mean, I've heard things from about everybody. I mean, I think I talked a little bit about it last week, but I just really didn't want to go into it too much because I wanted to wait till like the dust settled a little bit, which might sound backwards, but just so many things. And this kind of was like, oh, okay, so this is what I was waiting for. Because I mean, a lot of people have not necessarily, there's kind of a rumor going around that this motherfucker is alive, bro. But let's talk about some of the weird shit that he did to get him, on everybody's fucking shit list, bro. Let me see. All right. So the first thing I think we're gonna talk about is mm, uh, this is the weirdest of the weird right now. But this is like it was going through the emails and I think they found a code word for something that I think is completely insane and just it really kind of I don't know. But let's just take a look.
People going crazy think they found a code word for human meat? Wait.
Yeah, you heard him right. The code word for human meat. Yeah.
What? Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? I also added more to the jerky and ginger lemongrass. Thank you so much. Super cool. Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and will walk the
We're gonna walk the jerky.
jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. Why would jerky walk around? Why would it do?
So they're taking the kids while they're still alive and walking them from place to place. Like, oh, not we can do a lot with these code words. There's some that is less gross, but it was equally like I don't know, not equally, but it's annoying. Oh God.
Do that. Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful, above all, for your friendship. Some of these seem.
I had a working hypothesis when I heard this. I was like, beef jerky. I mean, because it's like, I mean, I'm sure there's different types of jerky, but I thought that, I mean, like, might have been black kids, like when he said beef jerky. But apparently they don't fuck with black children because black children ain't going out like that. Back to you, Bob. No, I mean, and then okay, so while I'm talking about black shit, like black people, Trump's Trump's he's not racist, they say, and he's a classist, and I get that, right? But I guess he be on Epstein Island, and they were saying that he didn't want to. Oh yeah, I got a lot more about Trump too. That he didn't fuck with black women like that. He called them boogers, and he wouldn't get anywhere near them. He didn't want them anywhere near him. I guess when it came to booking them,
Meals are so wholesome, aren't they? Meals are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated bag would be fine. I don't remember checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice, one should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag. Just wanted to touch base about jerky. JE said he was going to start eating regular food again, so he might be eating less jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in the downstairs freezer. Why would you freeze jerky? Steve needs a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky. I gave you all the jerky we had, and it lasted only half the amount of time it was meant to. I felt like it was more important for you to have the jerky to eat during my time off. My plan is to make a batch before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive. Little St. James Island. And that's what LSJ must mean.
So yeah, they use the word jerky hella times, and I'm not cool with that. And so, I mean, when I say that they are doing way weirder shit than this, and it's all bad. It's all bad. It's all bad. It's not none of it is like there's no tears with me. It's all evil. It's all bad. It's all like whoa type shit. But they doing way worse shit. You know what I'm saying? Eating kids. This motherfucker said that Epstein said that baby meat tastes like cream cheese. Oh my god, bro. I mean, it was a picture of 2 chickens, and in between the 2 chickens was a kid. I mean, they finna eat the kid. Like, it's not cool, bro. It's not cool. Um, but apparently Brad was, and this is all alleged, was like a handler for like the Rothschilds, maybe. And he was on that payroll. And I mean, when you working with Brad like that, bro, I mean, almost anything is possible. And it's not like nobody needs the money. Like everybody needs the kind of money they're willing to throw around to get something done. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had my shout out to my nephew. He worked or he did work in the prison system as a guard, right? And I used to tell him all the time like how dirty the cops are, or like the sheriffs are. Like they need money. And a lot of times, you know, some of the inmates in there are well off enough where they pay the inmates, and the inmates, I'm sorry, they pay the guards, and some of the guards, you know, they basically work for the inmates. So it's not entirely impossible to think that somebody may have assisted Jeffrey Epstein in leaving or escaping, as opposed to him getting, or killing himself. And I've got a couple of people that, and a couple of things that show that it's that it's probably highly, it's probable that, I mean, on top of the fact that the motherfuckers I think said that he's still alive or some shit like that. But we're gonna talk to some other motherfuckers too to see what they talking about, to see how they feel. We got a guy that what is like an expert in like reading body language and shit, I guess. But he's about to look at this dude's scribble scrabble on this fucking paperwork and see if, he analyzes signatures and handwriting and shit, and see if there's any evidence inside of that this dude was suicidal, was about to kill himself. So let's look at that for a second. Mm, then this is for entertainment purposes only. Uh, Everything is alleged, and um, what's the word I'm looking for? Fair use, all fair use on all videos. Let's see, share screen real quick. Mhm. This ought to be fun. I ain't watched half of this. I actually just seen this one right before I went live, so I don't know exactly what's going on with this one. Uh, let's see, I think this is the one right here. It's not showing. Nope, that's the wrong one. My bad. That's the right one. Mm, yeah, we gonna talk about all that shit. Mhm. Mm. What happened to the video, man? Okay, and I think that one just it might be at the top now. Yeah.
You get a chance to see this. One of the things that's important in terms from a handwriting perspective is that I think that Jeffrey Epstein is a very impulsive person. He has really scribbly, bad handwriting, but most of it can be translated. I was able to read most of it, and once we really see all of this in context, you're going to under
All right. Now this dude is an expert, supposedly. Really, man?
understand why I'm calling it an escape plan. So the way that I've done this is I've gone through and typed out the words on top of this so you can see what I think it all says. And then I move the words.
Let me try something right quick because this happens way too often. I'm kind of annoyed by it. So let me see if I can do that. Do this. Get it back to where it needs to be.
Is a very impulsive person. He has really was able to read most of it, and once we really see all of this in context, you're going to understand why I'm calling it an escape plan. So the way that I've done this is I've gone through and typed out the words on top of this so you can see what I think. You can see the word right next to what I think each one means.
Hold on one more time. I'm really getting kind of annoyed. Bear with me, y'all.
At handwriting, but most of it can be translated. I was able to read most of it, and once we really see all of this in context, you're going to understand why I'm calling it an escape plan.
Okay. It's not going to let me do it.
So the way that I've done this is I've gone through and typed out the words on top of.
This is not somebody that's trying to kill themselves because he's drawing up an escape plan.
And released before. I knew that there was a note, but I was never able to read it because this was the angle, this was the shot that we had, and there was no amount of zooming in that could make you see more. more than a couple of letters here and there. It was
Doctor.
impossible to translate, impossible to make sense of, but I was always curious what it said. So what kind of notes was Jeffrey Epstein writing in his cell? I really wanted to know. Well, fortunately, now we have the answer. Now, when you first look at this, it just looks like a mess. It's probably very, very difficult for you to read, so I've gone through and translated it. We're going to look at that in a second, but I wanted you to get a chance to see this. One of the things that's important in terms from a handwriting perspective is that I think that Jeffrey Epstein is a very impulsive person. He has really scribbly, bad handwriting, but most of it can be translated. I was able to read most of it. And once we really see all of this in context, you're going to understand why I'm calling it an escape plan. So the way that I've done this is I've gone through and typed out the words on top of this so you can see what I think it all says. And then I moved the words so it was next to them so you can see the word right next to what I think it means so that you can decide for yourself if you agree with my assessment or if you think it actually means something else. So first, let's go through. I'm going to explain what all of this means. The translation I have here, I am very confident in. If there's anything that I'm less confident in, I will tell you. I will point out things that if I'm not sure what it says or if I'm not certain that's what it says. But if I typed it out here, I am overwhelmingly sure that this is correct. Now, I'm going to explain what everything means. And once I'm done with that, then we're going to go through and I'll let you make your own determinations if you think that I got it right. So I'm going to start with what was most obvious to me, the thing that drew my eye first, where it says red notice, and I put equals EXT. Now, if you don't know what a red notice is, that's an alert that Interpol puts out if there is a fugitive on the loose. If there's someone that is internationally wanted, a red notice notifies agencies that if this person is found, then you extradite them back to the country where they are being looked for. So that's why it says red notice equals EXT. So if there's a red notice out for him, then he will be set up for extradition. That was my first clue that if we're looking at all of this in context, that he was planning on getting out of the country. That was his goal by writing all of this down. Now, from the red notice, there is an arrow pointing back up to this main circle right here. So that means that if he's MIA in the US, in other words, if he's missing, so this would be shorthand basically saying he's missing. For anybody that's watching this that isn't from the US, I'm going to try my best to explain various acronyms the way that we would do them here. So MIA would be a way to say that he's missing. So if he's MIA in the US, then a red notice would occur. Then a red notice would be set out by Interpol. That's what that arrow means. But if we're to look at this circle, right, MIA US, let's look at some of the various branches of this. So visas would suggest that he's going to be planning on going out of the country. He would need to fake his name. He would have to be fake visas, but he would need visas. Something I guess he was considering is that he wrote no rights. So it could be depending on the country he goes to, his rights might be different. Interestingly, he wrote tourism here. Now, if he was planning on leaving the country, whether or not he would be posing as a tourist or whether or not he would be going to places that have tourism, there's some consideration about tourism because I'm pretty certain that's what that says. It either says tourism or tourist. His handwriting is so bad. You'll see in a second where the confusion is there. Now, up here, it says EXT tax. It could be EST tax, but I think that what this is estate tax. So in other words, if he is to die, how much money goes to estate tax, or that he's considering the estate tax right here. Another branch has banks, so obviously something that he's going to have to consider if he's going to have access to money. Now, here's one that I am somewhat less confident in, is that there's a name written here with dollar signs next to it. I put a question mark because I don't know what letter that is, but it does look like BLCH, like NIL or something like that. But this is very clearly a name and clearly associated with money. And below that, you can see it says guards. It says guards clear as day. That is 100% what this says. So whether or not that means that he needs guards, whether or not that has to do with prison guards, that's unclear, but that is very clearly stating guards right underneath this name and the dollar signs. So if we're to look.
Yeah, Brad not trying to, Brad ain't trying to just lay down. And he was working with their money. You know what? They said something about Epstein had controlled the price of Bitcoin since like 2000. Not 8. I think they said he had something to do with the housing crash in 2008 due to some company he was linked to. And I had video, but I think it's on Instagram that it was saying all this. But bro was just like kind of instrumental in a lot of financial shit. So let's keep going. Yeah, this.
To look at the top portion of this, if he is MIA, if he is missing, a red notice will occur. He needs to keep all of these other things in mind. These are all things that he is thinking about. Now, if you look in the top left here, you see a number of letters, M and then R with a line to T with a line to M. And then above that, it looks like either a C or an L and then a dot and then a T. I didn't label those, but I think that that's what that says. So the question is, are these different tiers within the prison where he is? Because he's in L tier, M tier is below him. Are these people's names that he's connecting from one to the other? We don't have enough information for that to be clear, but I just want to point this out. So if later on, when we get more information, if somehow that makes more sense, we're going to circle back and we'll address that. Now, underneath red notice, he wrote K equals exclamation point, exclamation point. My interpretation of that is he considering whether or not, if he's dead, will there not be a red notice? Or if he gets away with him being dead, is there no red notice then? Because there are 3 exclamation points. I typed that out exactly as it's written. To the right of that are the initials LSR. And I say initials because I assume that's what those are. I couldn't find anybody in the Epstein files with those initials, or at least typing them out by those initials. I'm not sure who he might know that has those initials. When I show it to you in a minute, maybe you interpret the letters differently because his handwriting is so bad. But I feel with a high degree of confidence that says LSR, and I don't know what that means, but it's very clear. Now, interestingly, underneath guards over here on the right, he wrote government, and I believe this says clear. So government clear. That's my best read on the second word. 100% certain it says government. I'd say 70% certain that it says clear. My interpretation, he's looking for a government where he would be clear to go. Now, interestingly, if we go back to the left, underneath LSR, it says Muslim. Now, obviously, he's Jewish. So the question would be, why is he writing Muslim? I interpret that as where he might be ending, where he's thinking about going, where he might end up, right?
Let's go down a little bit more.
But now I want you to focus on the right side again. Now, on the right here, we see it says jet-US prop. Now, what that means is that he's thinking about whether or not the jet that he would be traveling in is U.S. property. Epstein and his associates were obsessed with aircraft registration, jurisdiction, things like that, and that's what jet U.S. prop would be. He's thinking about whether or not the jet he's traveling in is in fact U.S. property, because that does change some things jurisdictionally, as well as whether or not there's seizure and all of these other potential issues that could come up. So the fact that he's thinking about that is important. What else is important is that jet U.S. prop was written in a different color. Most of these were written in blue ink. Jet US prop was written in black ink. Now, the reason that matters is that means that this was enough of a plan that where he wrote it out and he came back to it. It wasn't just sketched out and thrown away. He came back with additional thoughts later on. Now, below that, you can see this little scribbled box with the word Brad on top. I'm going to scroll up so you can see it without my comments on it. So you see it's a little square with a little building next to it, and on the left, I interpret this as an airplane. At least I believe that's what it is, or it could be additional buildings. But it very, very clearly has the word Brad written on top. And then below it and to the right of it, you see what I interpret as supposed to be where cars and planes are parked. I think this right here is a little airplane. So when I saw this, I immediately thought it looked like a private airport, because this shape and design of the building is unusual. Airports are low and they're large. It's a very distinct look.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go through all of this with this. You can look at the video on your own time whenever you wanted to, but I thought that was kind of interesting to see that this dude had like a basic plan sketched out. Now we're gonna hear about what was said by, I think, the lady that he was dealing with before he got, or I don't know what happened with them. I think this is his ex-girlfriend or whatever. Mm, okay. Make sure that's the right one. All right, 'cause I have eliminated one. I have to go back. I probably should have stayed on. Just hit the reverse button like that. Boom, boom. But whatever. Go back a little further on this. As soon as it allows me to do so.
replaced with another body. According to the Express's, a
All right.
royal-linked bombshell has just detonated in the Jeffrey Epstein saga. Prince Andrew's former girlfriend, British socialite Lady Victoria Hervey, now claims the disgraced royal-linked bombshell has just detonated in the Jeffrey Epstein saga. Prince Andrew's former girlfriend, British socialite Lady Victoria Hervey, now claims the disgraced financier never died in prison and instead escaped in a secret operation. During a
Oh, so she dropping bombs. Prince Andrew's ex. My
live
bad, y'all.
conversation with LBC presenter Tom Swarbrick, Hervey stunned listeners by saying she does not believe Epstein is dead at all. As reported by The Express, she insisted the official suicide ruling does not add up and hinted at a far darker plot behind the scenes. When pressed by the host, Lady Hervey doubled down. She claimed Epstein may have been secretly swapped out of his jail cell and replaced with another body. According to The Express's account of the interview, she referenced a long-running internet theory involving what she described as a trip van used to extract him. Hervey suggested the escape was organized at a level far beyond a simple prison failure, calling it an intricate operation rather than a coincidence. Her most explosive claim came next. Lady Hervey said she believes Epstein could currently be alive in Israel. The remark instantly revived years of conspiracy speculation surrounding his 2019 death. Epstein was officially declared dead after guards found him unresponsive inside the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York. As widely documented and reiterated in Express reporting, he was awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges when he was discovered hanging off the side of his bed. The circumstances surrounding that night were riddled with irregularities. Surveillance cameras malfunctioned. Guards reportedly failed to perform required checks. Former Attorney General William Barr later described the incident, in comments quoted by The Express, as a perfect storm of screw-ups. Those failures led to senior prison officials being fired, but for many observers, the explanation never fully closed the case. Suspicion hardened into conspiracy. One theory traces back to an anonymous 4chan post written before Epstein's death became public. The poster claimed to be a prison guard and alleged that bodies
Yeah, so we'll get into that alleged anonymous 4chan right after this.
were switched, and Epstein was driven away in a van. According to The Express, Lady Hervey believes newly released Epstein emails give weight to that anonymous claim. She pointed to one message suggesting a guard witnessed suspicious movement of bodies and insisted that person should be formally questioned. Hervey told the LBC audience she had personally read one of the emails included in the Epstein document.
Now, what the fuck did this nigga then did with this bitch? She know too much shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bitch know too much shit, man. And then you done made the bitch mad. Now she done told everything. And we know now that motherfucking Epstein is still alive because of this bitch. You didn't do what the fuck you was supposed to do. And you knew the bitch was gonna do this too. You knew it. And you didn't pay the bitch or something. Now she disgruntled out here telling everybody that'll listen that this nigga is still alive. And I didn't see that nigga with that beard on his face. That's probably the best thing he could have did to try to look different. Because I didn't know who the fuck that was. The nigga looked like an old ass Teen Wolf looking motherfucker. But let's continue with this bitch spilling all they motherfucking
Releases. She argued it raises serious questions about what actually happened inside the facility. As summarized in Express coverage, she said the guard mentioned in the email could hold critical answers, implying the official narrative may not be the full story. Adding another layer of controversy,
She want the guard questioning shit. This bitch is a problem. She gonna fuck around and get smoked trying to do you not understand that that's what these motherfuckers is capable of? If they done stuck this nigga out of a prison cell, bitch, you will get smoked. Some of you bitches need to understand that and just put your fucking feelings up. You be trying to get back at a nigga so damn bad that it fuck around and cost you your fucking life, bitch. Don't just take the L. He don't want to fuck with you no more. That's it. It's over. Go away. Don't get your fucking head, your cap peeled because you think that you owe this nigga owe you some shit or a ride or get back or none of that shit. No, it's not how it works. Put your feelings up and go sit the fuck down somewhere and be alive. This bitch telling everything.
Lady Hervey addressed the fact she is named 23 times in the Epstein files. Instead of distancing herself, she framed inclusion as a sign of social power. The Express reports she claimed Epstein surrounded himself with elite figures and suggested not appearing in the documents would almost be embarrassing, a remark that triggered immediate backlash on.
So this bitch was proud to be in the motherfucking Epstein files. Like, shit, I'm in there 5 times. You didn't see that bitch forehead either. I mean, I know I really can't talk, but the bitch just not really going nowhere. I guess she just not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And she like, but I was in the Epstein files though. Were you? Like, bitch, that's not a it's not I mean, it's not cool that you in there. You really knew it was some other shit going on and you didn't do shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, ain't none of these motherfuckers in these Epstein files innocent, bro. All these motherfuckers either then seen some shit go on that was heinous and they chose not to see it or say nothing about it because they were just happy to be there, or they was in there eating babies and fucking them. And so it's not cool that you was in there, lady. You fucking a kid eater or a nigga that is, you fucking a kid fucker. Or a nigga that facilitated, or a nigga that drive for him, or a nigga that, you know what I'm saying, you around. And so you probably ate some baby meat. You taste it. It's wonderful, Janice. You're like, no, I would never eat baby meat. This bitch that tasted some. It's like, it does taste like cream cheese. See, you didn't even know. You see, you thought I was full of shit, didn't you? But, well, I'll never eat it again, though. Bitch, eating it again. Anyway. She give me some of that baby meat on the cracker, Charles.
Line. Her comments have now reignited global debate over a case many thought had settled into history. There is no verified evidence supporting an escape, yet the mixture of prison eras, missing footage, and unanswered questions continues to fuel doubt. Coming from someone tied to Prince Andrew and repeatedly named in Epstein records, Lady Victoria Hervey's claims have added a royal dimension to an already volatile mystery. Whether dismissed as fantasy or treated as a hidden truth, one thing is clear: the Epstein story refuses to die.
The story ain't dead. He ain't dead. What the fuck is going on, man? So you mean to tell me this motherfucker's still alive, man? Because that sound like some shit. Oh, Elvis is still alive. You know, Tupac's still out there in Cuba and shit. That sound ridiculous. But this shit, I don't know. I'm gonna play the video of the guard or the unanimous motherfucker who sent in. I guess I don't know what it was or where he sent it, but they got it and or 4chan, and he I don't know, man. I don't fucking know, man. Cold blue, cold blue. You see that guy in the what is he doing? Y'all, if you never seen what is it? Half Baked, where or Jon Stewart he's like, look at the back. You ever look at the back of a $20 bill on weed? You start look at that. Look at these. Look at the little man right there. You see, he's in the bushes. He's like, is he? I mean, he's just like this weird conspiracy dude that was, what I'm saying, high off weed and shit. And I mean, I got my motherfucking 10 Koofy on right now, bro. Trying to see what it is. Let me see. Fake death claims. That's not the right one. It gotta be, because that's the only one left. Epstein shit. Because that's it. I'm dedicating to this shit. After this, that's it for a minute. I mean, nah, that's the wrong one. So that's the one I was looking for earlier. It wasn't there. And I fucking missed it. Let's see. Some of these are probably rearranged because I looked at them and it was the wrong one then, and then I'm looking for it now, and it's not where I think it is. It's where it is. Here, down here. Baby. Okay. So
started to look a little bit more accurate based on later information that came out. This person said, not saying anything after this. Please do not try and dox me. But last night after 4:15 a.m. count, they took him medical in a wheelchair, front cuffed, but not one triage nurse says they spoke to him. Next thing we know, a trip van shows up. We do not do releases on the weekends.
So this is the unanimous dude on 4chan that left the email. He said, not saying anything after this. Please do not dox me. I don't know what dox means, but last night after 4:15 count, they took him medical in a wheelchair, front cuffed, but not one triage nurse says they spoke to him. And next thing we know, trip van shows up. We do not do releases on weekends unless a judge orders it. Next thing we know, he's put in a single man cell and hangs himself. Here's the thing. The trip van did not sign in, and we did not record the plate number. And the guy in the green dress military outfit was in the back of the van, according to the tower guy who let him through the gate. You guys, I am shaking right now, but I think they switched him out. He think they motherfucking switched him out, and he unanimous, but that sound like a motherfucking guard that was there, because he don't want to get killed talking about that shit. So he gonna be unanimous. Wouldn't you? Shit. You done seen some shit. Now you trying to tell, but you don't want to know. You don't want them to know who told. You got the blur. You change the voice and shit. Yeah, I think they switched them out. Yeah, I think they switched them out. I'm shaking right now. Shaking I am. No. I don't know what the fuck. But yeah, it's really kind of fucked up that, but you see the same thing in all of the dope movies when the dope man or the police officer that's been dedicated to trying to find this one dope dealer. He's high level drug dealer, and you like, yeah, I'm about to take this and all the drugs that he deals off the streets. I'm doing a great job. Everybody's gonna love me. And you did a great fucking job. And they got him in. But they like, okay, the president wants you to let him go. He like, the what? The president wants you to let him go. But I just went through all that shit and I spent hours trying to get till I got him, and it's like, now I got him. The president said let him go. Because the drug deals that this motherfucker is doing is bigger than what you've been exposed to. You have no idea the reach this person has with their ability to sell drugs, and it pisses you off probably. So with understanding that and thinking about the fact that this dude was a fixer for like the Rothschilds and shit like that. I just it's a strong possibility that they could pull some shit like that and have another body there to look like these because they don't give a fuck at the prison. I mean, that's why so many motherfuckers got fired. I'm sure when they kind of found out that it was fucked up and they try to keep it hush hush because and the people that got fired didn't give a fuck. They probably got generously compensated for their troubles and got another job within however many months. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that, we as civilians don't really, I don't have to understand, but I have the, the ability to understand what that would look like. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had low level, goofy 10 motherfuckers just escaped from prison and they didn't really have no money. You know what I'm saying? One of them stayed gone for shit. How long, bro? Stay gone? Like 4 months, 3 months? They almost stopped talking about the nigga. Imagine a nigga with some money and some real reach and some pool. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And got out the country with some assistance, some real assistance. And then you they say in Israel. Israel is paying America to look the other way on so much other shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. But that's all I got as far as that. I'm not gonna spend all day on that shit. But just it's a possibility. But that's all I got for Is That Right? Next we're gonna go to a segment I like to call Celebrity Spotlight. And on today's segment of Celebrity Spotlight is brought to you by Acquisition, a fragrance that was developed by yours truly. It is on sale, so if you DM me, we can get you a bottle. It's about you got 2 different sizes. I'm gonna say 120 and 160. So get with me. We'll get you together. And we'll get you a sample if you need it. We'll figure that out. But yeah, Is That Right? So I know that people probably think because I had some merch that I'm a strong Trump supporter, which I was very, confident in my decision to support Trump against Kamala. But it's come to my attention that Brett has got so many things that have to be discussed. I don't know if you have the capacity to understand how many things that have to be discussed. No, it's I don't know if y'all fuck with that, bro. I don't know if y'all fuck with that. But yeah. That was my Trump impersonation. Anyway, so Trump was not involved in that shit. Epstein files, and this is kind of the last thing I'm gonna say about this because Trump, they say, was mentioned in the motherfucking last release of the Epstein files. His name was mentioned in that shit more than Harry Potter's name was mentioned in the Harry Potter books. Yeah. They say Brad's name was mentioned more times in that shit than Harry Potter's name was mentioned in the Harry fucking Potter books, bro. And shit, it's just some things that they was said that, I mean, and this is all alleged, but apparently there was some young lady that said that they threatened her and told her if she didn't play a ball that she would end up like the fertilizer on the hoes of Marcialago, some shit, and then something else about um that they basically like bury girls out there or some shit. So they saying that they need to excavate all of Marcialago or whatever it's called to see if this motherfucker got bodies out there that he's hiding. So I don't know if that's ever gonna come out. And if it happens, I would not be surprised because they're talking about just I don't know what he's doing with the White House with the the new ballroom that's been installed. If that's like a new bunker, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Trump. I don't know. I do like some of the things. The majority of the things he's done, like he's just done so much work that is pushing the needle forward in areas that we probably hadn't had any emotion in his short time in office, the second term than most presidents have done for 8-year terms. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not necessarily, you know, like I said, just gung ho about everything bro doing, but that shit is just like, what the fuck, bro? And again, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, man. But that's 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 it's not no small thing, bro. They're not talking about none of that shit. They just talking about our celebrities. And I'm not gonna bring up Jay-Z no more right now. I know he's probably in hot water and that's obvious. So because everybody's almost oversaturated. We will talk about some of the other shit that I seen. Um, First thing I think is Glorilla and her motherfucking stud ass sister is damn near trying to shake her down for money like she owed them something. And that shit is just it's gotta be irritating. It's gotta be irritating because it's like I mean, she got 10 siblings, and this is apparently the fifth of the siblings. And I think she might have a little middle child syndrome. But Skinbone asked her on the interview, like, is y'all tight? Was y'all close? And she was like, we was on speaking terms, like we was cordial before she hit. And she kept saying hit she hit the lottery or something. Like, nah, nigga, that wasn't no lottery. This nigga had to work. She went from I seen her looking like Stimpy off Ren and Stimpy or Ren and at the motherfucking drive through, no titties, no body, teeth kind of, you know what I'm saying? And she was doing her thing though. She was doing the fast food thing. She was working. And then now she's here, body work done, hits everywhere. You know what I'm saying? She lit, and our sister is mad. Like, why you ain't give us nothing? You ain't bitch. She don't owe you nothing. She don't owe you a motherfucking thing. Skinbone was like, because she, like, what make you think? Was you in the studio with her? Did you help her? Did you write any of her music? Did you pay for studio time? Did you book the studio? Did you do anything? Like, nah. So what make you think she owe you something? Oh well, because we they slept on the pallet together on the floor. And he was like, that don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? And it don't. I mean, there is blood there. So, that shit do mean something, but nobody owe you nothing, man. Nobody owes you anything. Out of 10, did nobody do shit? None of y'all niggas became anything. Now, I'm pretty sure if you was headed in a direction of something and she was there and you needed a little bit of a boost to get where you're trying to go, she would not help you. But you niggas ain't doing shit. And Finesse 2 times with his, I don't know what the fuck going on with this nigga. Finesse 2 times was on her motherfucking head, and I thought that shit was hilarious. So let's look at that right quick. Well, it is. Let's look at that shit. That shit was funny. Mm, 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 Shout out to the platform. Shout out to all the platforms. Y'all seen them. Y'all, visit the platforms. This one is Southern Fried Georgia, which that's new to me. But yeah.
Stop dope dancing. And you will have something going for your life. You ain't got nothing going for your life. Your life ain't nothing. You ain't hitting on nothing. You ain't nobody. You ain't want to be nobody. You ain't go to the studio. You go to the club. I don't know what you're going to the club for. Don't nobody in the club want you.
I mean, she probably can get some, some bitches.
I don't know what you're in the club for.
That nigga said she ugly. She is whooped though. I mean, and she got tats on her face and shit. Like she about to either do 30 push-ups or she just got out the pen, bro, and she was loose. That nigga said, I don't know what you in the club for. Don't nobody want you. That nigga ain't lying at all, boy. She came up there with the dildo in her hand. She mad.
I never understood why ain't got no money, but they in the club though. How you sitting up here whining and crying and shit every day and then turn around and go to the club? Make me understand it. Help me understand how you gonna sit back and cry all
week
from Monday to Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday come, all of a sudden you outside. You healed all of a sudden. All of a sudden everything is all right.
Yeah.
You still got the same problems from Monday.
Yeah, fucked up.
What you finna go relieve some stress? What you finna go release? Oh, I'm just going to the bar. Just say your priorities.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Because what are you doing in there, bro? Everything is 10 times higher than it is everywhere else. You don't deserve it. I seen the post of Peasy say you need 5 bands to go to the motherfucking club. You need to have at least 2,500. You got to park. That's 100. You're gonna get a section. That's however much that is. You know what I'm saying? Because it varies. But you finna go to the club and stand around and look at other niggas, play ball. And I say play ball, but get bitches and do what they doing. And you really don't deserve to be in there. You only be barely in there. Stay your ass out the club, man. So I mean, I guess her priorities is fucked up. And she begging for 2,500 because she just want to kickstart. She just want to boost. And she feel like she deserve at least that. And I'm here to tell you don't. For what? Your priorities is fucked up, just like the man said. So, take that how you want. But then finesse 2 times also crying like a motherfucker online, trying to because they won't let him out his damn deal. So let's look at that right quick. one end of the spectrum to the other one. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, here we go. My bad, y'all.
You greedy motherfuckers. You greedy motherfucker. You greedy motherfuckers. You greedy motherfucker. You greedy motherfucker. Little baby. All you niggas who seek money. I never seek the money. I just wanted for me and my family to be comfortable. You niggas that made it about the money. Now, in order to be comfortable, I have to chase a bigger goal. Now I have to become 100 million to be able to make my family comfortable. When it used to be, you had to have number 5 or 10, 15 million. If that, to be comfortable. Now you bitch ass niggas that up the motherfucking ante. Because you want to put bitches on a $50,000.
Oh man, oh, I'm there, video. But yeah, that nigga was crying. Like he was upset. He want to get out his contract. Nigga, crying ain't gonna get you out that motherfucking contract, bro. They not giving that shit up. That's however many millions of dollars they not finna just get that to you because you cried online, nigga. And that nigga like he on that dope. I don't know what the fuck going on with Finesse 2 times. Like he lost a lot of weight, but that nigga look like he on that shit. I don't know what the fuck going on with that nigga. You know, prayers up for the nigga. And I hope he get out the deal like he trying to do. But that nigga fighting the case too. He need all the money he can get. So I don't know, man. And then we have Corey Holcomb in the motherfucking mix again from last week. I guess him and Joe Buttons is into it now because he done said Joe Buttons' name. And, you know, that nigga was talking about that nigga been beating bitches up and making bitches have, you know, miscarriages and shit. And then the nigga wanted Darlene to hold up a motherfucking shirt. And Darlene said she wasn't going to hold the shirt up. She said, no, you got it, brother. And he treated her like she was a bitch that either he fucked or he hired. And she, you know, she ain't gonna get the money that he got for her if she don't do shit like that, like hold the shirt up. And she said, I'll hold the mic up for you, nigga, now. Shit. But, you know, I don't think he's seen it like that. And they started the last segment of the show where they be rapping and shit. Cause he was just like, if one bitch won't do it, and I'll get another bitch to do it. And they made the song about that. She was gone though. I don't know. She probably needed to leave for something else. I don't know, but she left because and it looked pretty bad. Like who knows, man. And I hope that things work out for the best with Corey, but it's like a lot of shit going wrong. I guess him losing shows and shit because of the TMZ thing, and it sounded like to me he was a little overwhelmed with the fact that he just kind of thinking that everybody might maybe leave him. So when Darlene, was solid as she is, said she wasn't gonna do this or that, he might have took it a little bit more to the heart than he should have, and treated like she was being disloyal to him if she didn't do that. I don't think that should be how it's viewed, but Corey is his own person, and it looked like Craig took the high road on Joe Buttons because he was about to say something about Joe Buttons. He sounded like he rewound himself and got into a conscious bag where you're like, no, I'm not gonna destroy another black man. Like, bro. I mean, I'm pretty sure a good amount of people will hear this shit, and but maybe I don't know. That nigga feel like he'll be fucking up an opportunity. He really sound like he was just kind of like, look, and let me kind of put some distance between me and Corey's opinions on shit because he's being blackballed right now, and that's probably pretty smart. But I don't know how Corey gonna take that shit. He might take offense to it. I don't know. We'll see on tomorrow's show. I'm just speculating. I don't know. It's hard to say. I can see him seeing it like betrayal. Like, oh, you trying to, and Craig was saying that these niggas that we trying to be cool with or not, they ain't offering nigga no opportunities. But Corey is offering you an opportunity every week to get on there and partake so that you're exposed to the 5150 and you're able to advertise your shit, and get your big head Craig plugs in and shit. So that might not. I don't know, man. It's not like you have to say that you don't agree. I mean, but some people you might, but it's just like, look, I didn't say nothing about that shit. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with everything Corey say, but that's my big homie. So I'm gonna ride with him, win, lose, or draw. That's what I would have think would have been something that I think Corey could have had to, with love, but that's not what Craig did. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see. Craig sound like he like, look, I got the fan for myself. I got my own family. And a good big homie would be like, if this shit is fucking me up, I don't want it to fuck you up. And I'm not saying that that's not how Corey will be, but we'll see because it's like, like, look, at my shit, I got it in the disclaimer underneath. Anybody come through and they views, my views ain't necessarily their views, right? And their views ain't necessarily mine. So that goes without saying, but everybody don't necessarily feel like that. You know what I mean? It's like, look, if I say something and you with the nigga that's, if somebody say something and you with the nigga that says something, if you don't agree, you need to step away. Or a nigga will tell you like, hey man, I'm about to go do some heinous shit. I don't want you attached to that shit at all. So don't come to the show this week. I'm about to blast some niggas. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. You know what I'm saying? But Craig is a grown ass man, and if he feel like he don't agree, I'm pretty sure, Corey will be a mature enough person and understand. Like, okay, well, I don't take offense to that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did find a way to, because he's in a tender place right now. I say tender, but he's kind of, he's maybe like he feels like a wounded animal, and it's like, like, damn, who's with me and who against me? If you against me, then if you ain't with me, then you is against me. You know what I'm saying? So there's some validity to that too. At any rate, that's all I got for it all. And yeah, Floyd Mayweather is going broke. I guess he getting sued and shit. But that's pretty much all I got for in Celebrity Spotlight. The next segment I got is Don't Be a Weirdo. And Don't Be a Weirdo, we got some wild shit from motherfuckers that's supposed to be saving people's lives. Let's just go to the video because I don't know the nigga. I don't know the dude's name, but he is pretty fucking gross. And I was shocked, which is kind of hard to do that. Here we go. And this is out of Baltimore County, which is Maryland, I'm assuming.
Tonight, we're learning new details about the accusations against Christopher M. Carroll, the Baltimore County.
Okay, so that's our weirdo of the week.
We're learning new details about the
Christopher M. Carroll.
Filming himself committing a sexual act on the food and property of coworkers. Fox 45's Keith Daniels joins us live with a closer look at the disturbing allegations. Keith.
Wow.
Wakai Baltimore County Police arrested Carroll this week. A judge denied him bail today, and tonight he's behind bars. And also at this hour, a closer look at the accused and the allegations. A Baltimore County paramedic, Christopher M. Carroll, facing what some are calling disturbing, shocking charges. The 36-year-old man accused of making videos of himself masturbating and urinating on his colleagues' property and food, posting it on social media. Lewd acts, prosecutors say.
Now this motherfucker played with himself and shot nut and piss in these people's food and shit, and then he put it online too. Bro, you weird as hell. I know I fucking don't better ever. Nigga, what? You didn't piss or nutted in the nigga food, bro? Y'all tell me what y'all do if y'all found out a motherfucker nutted in your food, bro. And this motherfucker cooking food for the whole. I mean, because we talking about like paramedics, like firefighters and shit. You know, they damn near live together for them 3 days that they on shift. You know what I'm saying? So they cook, the food and shit, and they
of himself masturbating and urinating on his colleagues' property and food, posting it on social media. Lewd acts, prosecutors say, that happened at his workplace, including at Baltimore County Fire Station number 2 in Pikesville. Fox 45 News obtaining the criminal investigation papers that detail how Carroll allegedly committed the acts, revealed after a roughly 2-month-long investigation. One particular incident of note at fire.
So y'all let this motherfucker piss and nut in y'all food and on y'all clothes and shit for 2 months before they did something? Are you fucking serious? Nigga, do you know how mad? I mean, because I'm pretty sure, if he a practical joking ass nigga, but you doing with nut and shit, like, don't eat you about to hear it. You about to hear it. I'm gonna let him keep playing this shit. Hold on. I'm gonna let them keep playing this shit because it's like, don't drink the yellow ice.
Station number 2 in November, where prosecutors say Carroll, wearing his uniform and exposing his genitals, walked toward a large ice maker. The post captioned, "They always say, don't drink the yellow snow." Defense attorney Jeremy Eldridge.
I think a lot of people are looking for reasons why people would engage in this criminal behavior.
Nah, that motherfucker you ain't gotta understand. This motherfucker gonna get suffocated. He gonna die. He gonna die in his sleep. Or maybe not. Have to wake his ass up and torture him, son. But he gotta go. After that, how the fuck do you tell your bitch, oh yeah, one of the guys at work, he just put some piss in the ice machine, and she's like, what? Oh my God. Like, nobody can drink out of that motherfucker now because of that nigga, man.
Is not associated with this case, but weighs in on the charges. which are misdemeanors.
These charges are misdemeanors,
What?
but they're incredibly serious when you consider the number of victims.
That ought to change that shit right now. A misdemeanor? A misdemeanor. What if this motherfucker got some like herpes or something? Is that then it's a felony or something? If it's AIDS, I heard AIDS is a misdemeanor now too, though. That ain't even a felony no more. You get motherfucker AIDS, and shit, you'll get more time if you sold drugs.
The fact that victims supposedly were fed bodily fluids, including urine and semen, and the fact that this was done in a place where firefighters have to trust one another and reside and live together. And there's this broken trust that is going to be the undercurrent
Right.
of this prosecution.
According to investigators, a Baltimore County Fire Department supervisor was made aware of Carol's X account with the profile name of Tatted vs. Daddy, where police say Carol posted images and videos, some of them, they say, filmed within the Baltimore County Fire Department facilities and the Baltimore County Public Safety Building. Investigators say this, quote, large, unique tattoo covering his chest helped them identify Carol.
The best thing about the
Yeah,
prosecution
thinking with pierced nipples and shit. Bro, gotta go.
thus far is that it wasn't rushed into. It seems as though the Baltimore County authorities took their time. It wasn't just a
That would piss me off. That would piss me off even more. I damn near sue their ass too for taking so long.
matter of identifying the individual, but also trying to get other key pieces of evidence so that it wasn't a purely circumstantial case.
I've been watching The Wire too, and if they anything like the show, the motherfucking police wasn't in no rush to do nothing. That shit made the gangsters look really, really smart, and the police look like they really, really shitty. But it's a really good show, and I'm sorry, bro. But the weirdo of the week that did some weird ass shit that you doing it to motherfuckers you work with, live with and shit, bro. You're not doing this shit to it just don't make no kind of sense. You doing this to motherfuckers that you your life is in their hands sometimes. What if they found out and the house was falling down or something and you was in it and they just decided not to save your ass? I mean, it's just too much shit that could happen when you playing with people's shit. You really playing with yourself. So anyway, that's all I got for that. And the last but not least is who got active. Now, this segment of who got active is one of my favorite parts of the show, but it's kind of I don't know. There ain't no more snow, so you have to kind of look over that part. And I'm so fucking glad, bro. I'm so glad. I don't know if the groundhog saw it, didn't see a shower. I don't know what the fuck happened, but it feel like spring outside already, and I'm really happy about that. So let's share my screen one last time and get this shit in to celebrate this young man who was going around plowing people's snow and shit, they driveways and shit. Just to be a good neighbor, which I think that was part of it, but another part of it I think is, once you do that kind of shit, you can't get contracts to do it. I think he was smart enough.
Always come with applause. Sometimes it comes with effort and a desire to help others. Tonight, Dogtown neighbors are singing the praises of a man with a skid steer. That's the small construction loader you sometimes see on job sites. He plowed their narrow streets for free.
And when 5 on Your Side saw the videos of him online yesterday,
That was interesting that they called this area of this city Dogtown. But anyway.
Tracy Henson tracked him down. Tracy?
idea what city and state they
Kelly and Mike, yeah, I had to find out a little bit more. His name is Kenneth Harrell, and he actually is not from Dogtown. He fell in love with Dogtown because of this place right here, Seamus McDaniels. He worked there as a teenager, and he said when he went away to college, he always had a job when he came back to Dogtown, and that's why he loved it so much, and that's why he's paying it forward with a little snow plowing.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Kenneth Harrell appreciates all of Dogtown, which is why he spent the last few days doing this.
This one specifically was 500.
He rented the Bobcat-style skid steer loader with no intention of ever being paid back.
Originally, we were putting out a crew to hand shovel, and we were charging for the sidewalks.
The crew being him, his sister, and his nephew, who in warmer weather worked for the family business A&K Concrete.
And it just didn't make sense to me that people could get out the house but not off the street. So we took the money that we made from the hand shoveling crew, and we rented a machine, and I just went clearing streets.
And that's when pictures and videos of him plowing the narrow Dogtown streets started making the rounds online. Even our interview Wednesday mentioned him.
I know there's someone running around in Dogtown with like a Bobcat style thing.
Kenneth did make it down Chandler's narrow street.
People were asking what we were charging. I didn't really know what to say, so I just kind of a donation or deal, I guess. Just whatever you could afford. Let's just get everybody out and moving around.
That'll show you he ain't really, had no real, intention to try to do nothing to get no bread. Which he could have gave him a price. He could have told him, $25 or something. He ain't say it's just a donation, which is sweet. That's nice. But you got to get smarter than that, bro.
Karen Wiley Vales needed the parking spots cleared in front of her restaurant, so she messaged Kenneth.
He inboxed me today and said, I'll be there shortly. I'm like, yay! So no, but this is what community looks like.
But is Kenneth's vigilante-style street plowing allowed? I asked the City of St. Louis Street Commissioner Kent Flake.
I mean, if they're helping, I'm not going to tell them no.
His goofy ass.
Now, not all heroes wear capes. Some apparently wear Carhartt winter overalls. He did say, though, if the city was to offer him a contract, he would absolutely take it, and he would buy his own gear instead of renting it. Live in Dogtown, I'm Tracy Henson, 5 on your side.
Wow.
Hey, so that's what's up, bro. Shout out to bro for being, who he is. And that's all we got today. I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all have a productive week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. You know what I mean? Subscribe or die. But yeah, I really appreciate y'all stopping through here and letting me entertain y'all son. But I gotta get up out of here. So y'all have a productive week, and I will see y'all next time. That's been all. Have an amazing week. And this is Jamerson Ballard signing off.